Drivers, start your engines.
Hello, everybody. Alright, good. Everybody is off. No stragglers. Welcome to my project. An IROC race to see off in our 2003 with CRC. We're at Daytona. Thomas Rogers has the pole by draw. And we have 42 drivers from CRC's past and present. I'm up here in the booth partly because I built the cars and I want to see how they work, and partly because the insurance company told me that I couldn't actually drive this time. They never explained why. Not important. 300 miles is the planned run for today. One race. Bunch of fairly brightly colored cars. There will be pit stops. But I'm not expecting a whole lot of chaos. I am kind of regretting the red writing on the back of the black car there of Camilla. But I'll worry about that later on. So pace car pulls off. Thomas Rogers will take the green flag, and away we go. Ooh. Isabel Espinosa already looking to jump to the lead. Not going to happen this time. Koivanemi on the outside, fading. In testing, the inside line ran pretty much unanimously. But also in testing, pretty much everybody at one point led a lap. There's Gerard Perth working to the inside of Isabel Espinosa. Maria Chavez also making her way inside. Look at that pack of Skittles. We are 3 wide. Rogers has the lead, Perth in second, and it is a gaggle behind them. Looking at Sakura Ishibashi. Cody Blackman riding her bumper. Perth to the lead. Rogers got a bit of a jump, and it's going to cost him. He'll start shoveling his way to the back. Gerard Perth is your new leader. But for how long? Let's turn that off. It won't really be necessary. Yes, it will. But I'll turn it on intermittently. Oh, Chavez. Moving to the high line. Not ideally. Perth has a big jump. That's kind of worrying. Especially with Ishibashi not moving south and Cody Blackman taking that spot away. Anastasius von Sonnen, I believe I'm saying that right. Oh, Blackman to the lead? Well, not this lap, but hopefully for the next one. Already on lap 4. This is a bit more exciting than I thought. Stephanie Porter Kelly in that bright yellow car. And hello, Draco. Hello, Hobson. Blackman is not even going to lead a lap. Porter Kelly comes up and says, nope, be gone. Porter Kelly leads a lap. Now will Draco take it from her? Not in turn one. Let's look at that tail end. You've got a number of cars back here. Is that Laura? Oh. I seem to remember Laura. Both the highlight drivers are back here. Interesting. So we're looking at Ray Taylor, Kunin Kinoshita, Hazel Lacasse. They've got to be planning a strategy. Ronald Walker. He's just happy to be here. Hugo Del Pret. Was a surprise that he was able to make it out here. Was a surprise that he even got his invite in the first place. Michael White, always looking for a good race. Ava Porter. Glad to have her running today. Alicia Fox. Look at that inside line move when it gets together. Speaking of, hello Hardy. Hello Camilla. And hello Jamie. There's Chloe Vanami right there. There's Espinoza. There is a gaggle up here at the front. And they're trying to go 3 wide again. Looking at Ryan Perlstein. Running right behind Kaylee Zappa and Jesus Cristobal. Cameron Jackson in that blue and black number 19. That car can never not stand out, can it? Back at the front, so we have had a lead change, a few probably. But it's to be expected at this track with these cars. Up front, we've had Crane, Porter Kelly, Alan Herrera, and Mildred Moon. Patrick Marcelli just had the lead. Matthias Michelin is going to take it from him. And here is David Wessel looking to take it from him. Followed by, get your record books out for this one, Aaron van der Linden. Ooh, Ava. Okay. She must have really got shuffled out. Bloody hell. That inside line does move. Blackman's almost to the back of the pack, as is Jackson. Lechty was moving up, but got forced up. Now we're looking at Lacasse, who was at the back earlier. Has Kinoshita on her back end, and they're going to the front. Herrera's already at half pack. Forgive my exuberance with how much people are moving, but I was not expecting this much movement. Look at the front. You got a bunch of mixed up stuff. You got Ryan Stevens. You got Jesus Cristobal. Matthias Michelin has held the lead. Sato moved up. Zappa moved up. Cristobal moved up. That's going to send him to the back very shortly. Matthias Michelin is leading this race and has led it for multiple laps. Go get a Michelin. Uh-oh. But here comes trouble. Ryan Stevens is one thing. And Espinoza is quite another. Christine looking for the lead. Jamie Marie Jardine looking for the lead. Christine with some patience. The rest of the field not with much, as everybody fans out on the front stretch. Ochoa to third. Rogers back up to fourth. Perlstein to fifth. Draco managed to get back down and is in, well, will be in sixth. He's actually in about eighth, I believe. Seventh. Seems like we have a lead group this time around. What's going on back here? Looks like a bunch of shucking and jiving. Chavez is all the way in the back after starting near the front early, as is Kirichenko. As is Isabel Espinoza. Etc., etc., etc. But they've all been moving backwards and forwards. Porter has had nothing go right so far. Walker has just been happy to be here. Crane was up front. Porter Kelly was up front. Michelin is still leading. Apparently has a very strong car. Aaron van der Linden, Hardy, Wessel, LaRoe, Zappa, Del Pret, Camille and Ray Taylor here on the inside, behind Kenny Kinoshita. The 2022 Champ Car champion, I believe, Kenny Kinoshita. Everybody looks for space coming off that tri-oval. Draco up high. Perlstein up high. Michael White to third. Perth, once again, in that top two, looking for the lead. Lacasse looking to advance her position. This time Michelin's not going to hold it. Michelin's going to give up the lead this time to Perth. But will Perth be able to hold on to it for very long? He'll get at least one lap. I don't remember them making those moves back in practice. Are they doing it down the backstretch as well? To an extent, yes. What's going to be bad is when the upper line. Uh-oh. Maria Chavez Losing touch with the field, possibly. Would be a shame. Does have some help, though, with Ishibashi right there. But there may be something going on with that 5. It sounds strong. Back up front, Perth still has the lead. Lacasse looking. Ochoa. Kuni Kinoshita. Kamiya in the 8. Ochoa takes the lead. Kamiya gets forced up. But move one LM, another LM comes in. Ray Taylor's looking for that first place. I don't think Ochoa's going to hold a lap. Perth goes down. Taylor takes a spot. Alan Herrera in that green machine right behind. Then Sato and Lecty on the inside line. Ray Taylor. That silver and red Pontiac. Excuse me, it's not a Pontiac, it's an IROC car. Oh, Sato making a move. Sorry. And look at this, Hugo Del Pret. Cameron Hardy, right behind them. Hardy with the cool head, stays exactly where they are. Jackson behind them. Fox behind them. Del Pret goes low. Hardy goes lower. Jackson goes into the gap. Hugo Del Pret is going to take the lead of this race. Words that have not been said for quite a while. Patrick Marcelli looking to take third. Forcing Fox up track. And almost takes second away from Hardy. Now you've got Porter and Crane looking to get in here. LaChapelle as well. LaChapelle? Where do they find speed? It doesn't matter. Hardy going for the lead. Porter going to give them a little help. Boss Hardy is going to lead a lap. Average speed of 185 so far. He'll stay ahead of Porter. Ooh. Chavez has lost speed. Lost the draft. Only car to have done so far. Such a shame. Porter goes high. Loses that forward momentum. Crane takes second. Crane goes high. Koivanemi takes second. LaChapelle's looking to take that from them. But instead, Koivanemi's going to move to the lead. Maybe. But is it? How long is it going to last? It's not going to last. It won't make it through turn 4. Because here is Lucien LaChapelle taking the lead. And holding it. Over Esther Hobson, who cuts off Hazel Lacasse. And once again, for the moment, we have our top 3. Now, what is Hobson going to do? What is Lacasse going to do? Lacasse moves to the inside. Hobson is going to lose momentum and lose place. Lacasse is your new second. Stevens third. Rogers fourth. The concern now becomes when that 5 comes back around. Because here is Chavez at the start-finish line. And there's LaChapelle going into turn 3. Jamie Jardine falling back, but still holding speed. So far, only one car has lost the draft. See Zappa back here, Jackson, Fox. It's an up and down battle all day. It's like rolling up and down an escalator set. Wow, a big gap on the bottom that no one but is able. What is going on here? That was absolute chaos. And out of the chaos, Ryan Stevens takes the lead. Ronald Walker all alone up there in that third line. Catherine Ochoa looking to take second spot and maybe the lead. Definitely second. And here comes SPK. Looking to claim another trophy. What nobody knows is that I had to pawn it off to get the last set of tires for this race. Here comes the 8 ball of Kamaya. Somebody correct me on how to say that, please. I probably said it wrong up to now. I'll say it. Try to remember to say it. Kamaya. SPK getting their nose in. Ochoa's going to take the lead this lap. Will she hold it for another? Or will Porter, Kelly, take that spot? Nope. Hobson's got the speed and backup. She's going to try for it herself. Okay, prove me wrong. Never doubt SPK. Never. Why haven't I learned this? Chavez just keeps on losing speed. SPK to the lead. Hobson right behind. LaRoe looking to push that bottom line. Kirichenko moved up. And it's Espinoza and Cristobal that are going to take that 4th and 5th spot on the inside line. The outside line has no momentum this race. You're basically just being run down the escalator if you get up there. Out of curiosity. Uh-oh. LaRoe looking for second. Not going to get the lead. So... too far. Riding on with Stephanie Porter-Kelly. And that little speck in the distance going into turn 3 is Maria Chavez. Such a shame. As soon as she gets back in this pack, she will run with everybody else. LaRoe to the lead. Espinoza. Crane. Pearlstein moves up. Vanderlinden in 4th in line. .30 laps in. Sorry, we have an idiot running the camera controls today. Asker Crane going for second. Vanderlinden moves up, leaving the lane open for Koivuniemen. And Von Sonnen. And Kaylee Zappa. And look who's back again. Matthias Michelin. You can actually hear the roar of Chavez's engine in the distance. Koivuniemen looking to pass, and yes, there is a reason that the 77, 78, and 7 all look the same. And if you want to guess why, you're probably right. Is Chavez going even slower? No, it just seems like it. But that's not a sight you want to see in your mirror. The 2 highlights and people going 3 wide? Things are about to go crazy at Daytona. Kaylee Zappa going for the lead. Matthias Michelin pushing her. Former teammates. Along with Ryan Stevens. And Dave... What the... How did this happen? Oh, chaos. Sorry, Seth. Things are not about to end as well as they just were. This is going to shatter the pack. Chavez can keep speed when she has the draft, but she cannot run the pack. And she's going to have to get back up to speed. She has a push. 182. But the leaders are running 185. And unless they start fighting each other regularly, this may have just broken off that lead. Well, Seth, I take it back. You might end up with a win if this ends up being the lead pack. I don't think it's enough of a gap, though. I think you're just getting a bit of a reprieve. Michelin, Wessel, Ochoa, and Stevens. And I shouldn't really say Seth Smith, because technically speaking, Matthias Michelin drives for Stephanie Porter-Kelly. I apologize, I'm getting my years wrong. What in the world was that for? Got Isabel Espinosa and Jesus Cristobal doing the wave across the track. Oh, Ochoa going for the move. Michelin high. Michelin gone. It's like Maria Chavez may have been moved up high. No, she's managed to recover speed. She's still mid-pack. She's a lap down, but she's mid-pack. Michael White cannot hold that position. Gives it up to Isabel Espinosa. Excuse me. Hazel Lacasse. Okay, Izzy, if you're just gonna hop up there, I'm more than certain that Hazel is gonna take that spot from you. Case in point. Why are you showing the pace car so much? It ain't that good. Ochoa, Lacasse, Cristobal, and then a gaggle. All this swerving and no one has had even contact yet. Almost 40 laps in. That's actually really good. Cristobal going for the lead over Ochoa. Ishibashi in tow. Cristobal will take the lead. Ochoa will take second. Taylor will try to take third. Lacasse way up high. White way up high. Michelin's working his way up high. Ishibashi surrenders second. So now Cristobal, Ray Taylor, and Andrew Draco, with Cameron Jackson in fourth in line. Draco moves up, Cristobal moves up, Ray Taylor is going to retake the lead, followed by Cameron Jackson and Cody Blackman on the inside. He did not get the lead on that one. Close. Hopefully he'll get the lead on this lap. He has the clear advantage. Well, Blackman jumped down though. Look at that! Maria Chavez not in position on the board. 1 lap down, but 3rd on the inside line. Oops. Ooh, I'm not sure about this. Oh, spoke too soon. Chavez moves up. Jamie Nuri-Jardine moves to 3rd. Ronald Walker in 4th. Both of the Apex drivers are in the top 5. It doesn't look like anybody else has really lost pace. Jamie moves up. Ronald, top 3 for Apex. A team much maligned. Obviously, I mean, they obviously had talent. They won races. This is the Cameron Jackson that I know. As long as the luck is on his side. Always, always ready to run. Look in the back of the field a little bit. Hobson, Marcelli, White, Herrera, SPK, Kirichenko, Kinoshita. There's a lot of big hitters back here. In fact, a lot of big hitters. Wow. Up front, looks like chaos. Walker, Jackson, and Blackman have all been moved up. Porter, Del Pret, and Hardy are taking that bottom line. Porter will lead this lap. Del Pret moves low. Hardy thinks about it. No change. Hardy will hold 3rd on the inside. Draco 4th. That outside line actually held for a little bit. That said, we should be due for pit stops fairly soon. And I believe that will also split up the field. Because while the crews are volunteers, the crew chiefs have been picked by the drivers. So there will be different strategies on hand. Porter leading quite comfortably. Hardy looking to take that position from Del Pret. Draco being overtaken by Valerie Fang. And Blackman sneaks down low and is going for the lead again. That's Hardy to the lead. You can see the hints of the cluster behind them. Oh, Blackman's looking low. Blackman has the advantage. Hardy will not lead this lap. Blackman will actually take the lead back in short order. Sato and Jackson up there on the high line. Cristobal, LaChapelle, Espinoza, Moon, Vanderlinden, Kamaya, Zappa, Blackman is your inside line. Your second line, starting at Michelin, the lap down Chavez, Draco, Del Pret, Feng, Porter, and Hardy. That's enough of that helicopter noise. Let's come back here again. And look at this. Going up, going down, going everywhere. At some point. 3x3 in the middle of the pack. If only they were able to keep speed. But it seems like everyone's able to manage themselves, and everything is organized chaos. At least for now. Blackman still leads. Moon to the outside by Espinoza, with LaChapelle and Cristobal in tow. LaChapelle looking to move past Espinoza. Lechty moving past Cristobal. Rogers finally back from the back of the pack. Two by two, except for that backpack. Looks like everybody's calmed down for the moment. We are 50 laps in. Let's go on board with Astrid Crane. So we may not have but one pit stop. The way that everybody seems to be running. It's feasible that we could have none. None of the practice sessions that we ran went without pit stops. Could have just been a precaution, though. Blackman holding the lead. Rogers in second. Crane looking to take second. Hofstad looking to take fourth. Bit of a cluster here. That outside line is just hopeless right now. There's Stephanie Porter-Kelly right back to the front. Patrick Marcelli right behind, and Alan Herrera behind them. There's no way the tires can go the full 120, right? I mean, it is Daytona. No one seems to be giving an inch. Martelli, Espinoza, looking to the inside of Blackman. Espinoza jumps high instead. Porter will take that spot. Followed by Hobson and Draco. And Porter, while she's at it, says, I think I want to lead again. So many transitions on the backstretch. Now Hobson, shuffling low. Everyone has been very well behaved this race. It is quite refreshing to see. Hobson looking to the inside. Will pass Porter. Question is... yes, she will lead this lap. And Hobson will jump up in front of the 81. Which was a mistake because that allows Draco to take the position. Aaron Vanderlyn pushing that 13. Possibly so that the 27 can take the lead. Not this lap. Andrew Draco gets a little bit of a jump and stays ahead. Your right around crew for the moment. Everybody's still within a shot, but this bunch has strung out a little bit for the time being, at least until the outside line runs back around to them. Draco wants to hold off Espinoza, but knows better. Especially right now. Just about halfway. Espinoza relents though. And Espinoza showing restraint. Not common in this day and age, it seems. Ishibashi, that's a name I haven't said much today. Putting the 3 in third. Perlstein, right behind. Vanderlyn. Up top. Wessel underneath. There's Hugo Del Pret in that 20 again. Looks like Andrew Draco's getting comfortable. Will Espinoza make a move? It's Perlstein that makes the move. Now Espinoza. Ishibashi is going to get shuffled back, along with Wessel and Draco. At the line, Espinoza has the lead, but Pearlstein takes it almost immediately after. Going into turn one, Pearlstein has the lead. Surpasses Espinoza. Del Pret also clears the 88. That leaves the 48, the 83, and the 62 of Fox to try and push past them. They will not this time around, though. Why are these controls backwards? Ochoa moving up to second. Fox to third. Del Pret and Stevens get booted skywards. A lot of people come off the line there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Chaos. Chaos. Looks like we're still green. But pit stops. Monson, Del Pret, Sato, Kinoshita. Kinoshita's the first one out. But if they're coming first, who's coming next? Pearlstein, Jackson, Espinoza, Draco, Fang, Perth, Blackman, Chavez, who's still a lap down, Herrera, Kirichenko, and Crane. Del Pret and crew getting up to speed. Current leader, the 62 of Alicia Fox, the 48 of Catherine Ochoa, the 83 of Ryan Stevens, who looks like he's coming in. Fox and all three of them are coming in this lap. That will hand the lead to the 77. This is chaos. I was expecting this, but not to this extent. So then, I guess we'll figure it out here in a minute. We are still green. Kamaya, Moon, Michelin, Herrera, Ishibashi, Vansona and Fang, Perth, Cristobal, Sato. Here comes Wessel. Comes Cristobal. Okay, it was Lecty that was the leader. And then Cristobal, and then Kirichenko, Crane, Chavez, Blackman with Stephanie Porter Kelly below. Latchpel and Rogers coming out. If we don't get a caution, this is going to be absolutely mad. Hobson and White, Herrera, Lechty, Hardy, Van der Linden, Zappa, Perth, Fang, Monsonen, finishing lap 66. We don't know yet. Scoreboard is still borking. The 8 ball, Kamaya, Marcelli, Moon, Ishibashi. This is a minefield. High speed, low speed. Andrew Draco, Jamie Nari Jardine. Draco's going to get caught up behind Cristobal and Wessel. LaRose, Stevens, Fox. Ochoa's going to lead this whole race. Catherine Ochoa makes it through the gauntlet of pit stops at roughly lap 63, ending at lap 66, and comes out temporarily with the lead. Velocity Autosport drivers book in the field for the moment. Unfortunately for Ochoa, those 3 in line are fighting her for the lead. The rest of the pack needs to get organized. Badly. So, in order of standings, you have Chavez, who is a lap down, but she is in the field. She has speed. If you lose speed, you're a lap down, but there's nothing wrong. Over a second behind now, Thomas Rogers has lost the draft and is losing speed now. 178, 177. He is going to finish a lap down at least. Then you have Kirichenko, LaChapelle, and Porter Kelly. If they're smart, they'll line up behind Porter Kelly. But as long as you have a group, you have a chance. Looks like at least one of them is going to try to. Funnily enough, I believe all of these drivers drove for the Striker team at one point or another. Then you have Kamaya and White and Hofson, which this could become a 6-car tandem real quick. Then you have, and they're going to have to become a 6-car tandem very quickly. Yeah, Rogers is falling way back, way fast. But after that, you have Blackman running 34th. 8 seconds back of the leaders in the second pack. Note, Chavez is here as well. This is a bad spot for her because if she falls off of this, she likely won't get caught by that third group. Crane, Ishibashi, Moon, Christine Espinoza, Patrick Marcelli, Cameron Hardy, Aaron van der Linden, Ray Taylor, Valerie Fang, Ronald Walker, Evangeline Porter, Matthias Michelin, Alan Herrera, Nicole Lechty, Kaylee Zappa, and the number 1 of Hazel Lacasse leading this second group. They are mostly 7 seconds behind Lacasse is in 16th, 6.65 behind. Are they closing it all? Slowly. Then you come up here to this. I guess that this is the second group. Cristobal, Kinoshita, Pearlstein, Jackson, Del Pret, Draco, Sato. I apologize for not bringing them up more often. Koyo Venami, Jamie Marie Jardine, Isabel Espinoza, and David Wessel. They are running 2 seconds. Yeah, 2.5 seconds behind. The top 4 has remained. It is scrambled, but it is Fox, Stevens, Ochoa, and LaRoe. I apologize for the time that took, but you have a understanding of where we stand now. We have 2 small groups, 2 big groups. And right now we have a 4-car tandem that is running away. What the rest of the field needs is a caution, blatantly, or for this group to start infighting. But I'm not sure that there's enough cars right now for them to start fighting each other. Yes, LaRoe got past Ochoa, but beyond that, there's really not a whole lot. Looks like Fox is looking. They can get some momentum. And behind the 50, it looks like they are making time. Maybe this pack is too big, and they just can't get going. So now you have the 55 leading, with 24 and the 20 in tow. They are not making any time. They are fighting each other too much. So as of right now, this may be your lead pack. Your winner may come out of one of these 4 cars. It's only lap 75 out of 120. And stranger things have happened. But the odds don't look good for the field. Unless... Oof. Rogers not looking good. Down to 173 by himself. This 6-car pack has started infighting. And then this big pack. Up to speed, yes. But no one is making time on the leaders. They are starting to fight a little bit, but not enough. Ochoa, Stevens, Fox, and LaRoe, forgive me. Too many L's with that team. Fox looking to the inside of Stevens. Fox with no help. And that's part of it. They just cannot get going enough to make a spot move. With 4, it doesn't happen, but it seems like any more than that, you could start to have difficulty. Unless someone could get beside Ochoa, there's a good chance that these four win this race handily. This, however, down to 72. It's getting worse. Ochoa to the outside. Stevens to the outside. LaRoe and Fox all clear. The slow number two. Can he pick up on this and get going? No, I don't think so. They're still pulling away. By the time he gets halfway down, I don't think he's going to have enough pull. He's already lost it. However, this is going to be interesting to see what happens. Because now the two is coming for the second pack. How will they handle this? Well, Draco's about to get screwed, I imagine. It depends on where everybody goes. If Rogers stays low, he does not. Rogers is holding up the entire pack. The entire pack has been held up by Rogers. What a bobble by everybody involved. Jesus Cristobal is going to take the lead. Of the second group. But nobody looks good in this exchange. Sato on the 4 dumps below the 88. I don't know what some of these guys are looking for. Now all of a sudden we've got a small breakaway. But does this actually help them long term? Or at least for the time being? Now they have to get organized to an extent. I'm not willing to say that it does. Seven is able to clamp on to the end of the line here and is picking up pace and returning. This group is pretty much reverted to type. 55 is able to recover as well, barely. The 2 almost back up to speed. But I don't think it's going to be enough speed. No, they've already lost what little draft they had again. But this will not be as catastrophic this time. Or at least it shouldn't be, depending on how fast he drops all that speed. He's got a little bit of pull, from the pack ahead, but he's not going to be as fast as those behind. Maybe this time the transition can be a little bit better. Let's watch it from above. Got Von Son. It looks like they're going to catch him on the backstretch. This one should be a lot better. Von Sonnen, Moon, Chavez, Crane, Porter. Herrera's going to get caught. Taylor, Hardy. Michelin's caught. Lecty's going to get by. Blackman will get by. Ishibashi. The top group has spread out a little bit. But the positions, I don't believe, have changed. The two just cannot get going. Up to 183, but he has no pull, and he can't get a push that works. That day is actually going to get worse. The two will end up running in last place for now. Michelin getting stuck up high. Roger's actually going low. Does he have a pull? I don't think so. But Lacasse, Michelin, and Walker are going to have to speed by him. He goes high this time. Lacasse will get by. Walker will get by. Michelin will have to get lent by as well. But now you have these three that are potentially in a bad way. Not to mention these six who still cannot get going. Kamaya, Kirichenko, White, Porter Kelly, LaChapelle, and Hofson. They are 17 seconds behind and just cannot move. Meanwhile up front, LaRoe has taken the lead from Ochoa, with Fox and Stevens in tow. They're 4 seconds away from the next car. In fact, you can see how much space there is. Running order. Sure, why not? As of lap 89, your top four are LaRoe, Ochoa, Stevens, and Fox. 5th place, Ryan Perlstein, followed by David Wessel, Kuni Kinoshita, Cameron Jackson, and Mildred Moon as your top 10. 11th, as of the stripe, was Hugo Del Pret, Cameron Harney, Isabel Espinoza, Cody Blackman, Andrew Draco, and 15th is... And it all gets jumbled after that, because this pack is still going at it 2 by 2. They are 3 wide up there. LaRoe goes way high. Ochoa goes back to the lead. I have no idea what happened there. But this is not good for Ochoa. The only thing that I can think of is last quarter of the race. The teams are saying, all right, time to go. We may see enough shucking and jiving now to where a caution comes into play. And if that happens, all bets are off. More so than normal. LaRoe and Ochoa manages to survive that leap. Somehow. Actually looks like Fox and Stevens are struggling to keep up with this lead these lead two. They eventually do, but they have to get wound up. Of course, when they do, then they have momentum, and they can try and break up the two. LaRoe back to third. Stevens up to second. Fox looking to take third. I don't know that they're going to have enough momentum. This is the only time the outside line has a chance, is when they're running basically solo. But even then, that little bit of pull from the cars ahead pulls Fox ahead. Looks like Hardy, well, for the moment, had a line organizing. Von Sonnen's going to go below Perth. They have closed a little bit, but I don't think they're closing enough. .442 instead of .446. That's 400ths. That's something, but it's might as well be nothing at this rate. Top 4 running in line. Fox hops out of line to push Stevens up. LaRoe loses time and speed as well. Remember what I said about only 4 not being able to battle? I was wrong. Oh no. Rogers couldn't keep up with anybody. He has just lost the last pack. And these 4 are going to come get him again. He's at the start-finish line now. Passing into pit road. Okay, there's some distance there. My apologies. I thought he was closer than that. Second pack still has not made up in any. In fact, has lost time. Ochoa goes high. LaRoe is going to take the lead. With help from Stevens. And Fox is looking to put their nose in this. Will Ochoa stand for this, though? Ochoa has a very strong car right now. It's powering past Stevens. Yes, Fox in tow, but Stevens does not have the same same strength that Ochoa or Leroux have right now. Ochoa back to the lead. This may be your race winner, barring some shenanigans. That 48 is running very strong. Holy. Let's go look at that 3 wide back here, though. You got Ray Taylor, you got Porter, excuse me. You've got Cristobal. Vanderlyn is sticking their nose into this. We're 3 wide. Crane, Perth, Espinoza, Hardy, Perlstein, Herrera, Moon. Cristobal looking to take over the lead line. Amazingly, they have made time now. Probably the leapfrog the leaders. Yeah, that was it. The leaders gave them time as opposed to them clawing some back. That's the difference. And it looks like they're going to give them a little bit more time. It's almost like they're inviting them. Come on. We need more people. Rogers. 173 as he crosses the line. Gonna be 2 laps down. Almost 20 seconds back. Michael White, Lucian Lachapelle, Esther Hobson, Natalia Kirichenko, Kamaya, Porter Kelly. Then you have Michelin, Walker, and Lacasse, which have never been able to get back going. Like they could see the pack. It's there. But they just cannot close. Got Marcelli. Lecty. Jamie Norrie Jardine. Hardy. Zappa. Blackman. Espinoza. Von Sonnen. Porter. The other Espinoza. Ishibashi. Vanderlinden. Herrera. Chavez, a lap down. Del Pret. Moon. Taylor. Sato. Crane. Cooney Kenoshita. Perth. Jesus Cristobal. Ryan Perlstein. Cameron Jackson. Rachel Clevenamy. Valerie Frank. Andrew Draco. David Wessel. Over 4 seconds back. Leroux has lost the lead again to Ochoa. One side effect I was not expecting of this race. was that these drivers would get so competitive that they could not catch up with each other. I thought that if this would happen, then even 2-by they would be fast enough to where they could catch up. That is not the case. LaRoe able to force Fox up. Now, how do they handle Rogers? Ochoa! Ochoa hit the brakes. Ochoa chose wrong, hit the brakes, and moved up. Rogers is holding back the lead. LaRoe will take the lead, but they are going to lose a fair amount of time to that second pack, finally. Ochoa can't get down. Fox and Stevens are going to get down first. LaRoe is going to get a little bit of a lead. But Fox and Stevens are going to be able to get a chance to move ahead. Something is wrong with that too. Rogers cannot get moving. Ochoa has to get past if she wants a chance at the lead. These may be the shenanigans that I was thinking about earlier. 15 laps to go. Ochoa is now fourth with a gap, but does have a fairly strong car still. Rogers trying to keep pace. Ochoa easily able to claw back that time. Look at that. Considering moving up just to go past. Wow. The grip levels were better. She might actually have a chance on the outside. Ochoa forcing Stevens up for third. Second pack is at 2.4. Andrew Draco leading that second pack. Hardy right behind. J&J behind them. Hardy looking low. Rogers is low. Hardy is going to get pinned down low. And it's going to be the smart move. Draco gets stuck behind Rogers, and that outside line is toast. Ochoa has taken second. These six still can't get going. These three still can't get going. Kinoshita, Pearlstein, Koivanami, Blackman, Sato, Wessel. Oh, wait. They did get going. I'll be damned. Blackman, excuse me. Walker, Lacasse, and Michelin have caught up to the pack. They're probably dog tired at this point, but they don't have a chance to rest. They have 10 laps in order to make up as many positions as they can. Bit of a cluster up front. So there's more jockeying for positions. 10 laps to go. 11 laps to go, excuse me. A lot of niceties seem to be going out the window very quickly. Marcelli has taken the lead of this pack. Ochoa has taken the lead of the race. Leroux is looking to take second back. Stevens and Fox are going to have to be scheming something if they want to win this race. And I'm not sure they're going to be able to work together in order to scheme. Lechty going for the lead. Leroux going for the lead, excuse me. Ochoa will have a chance to just slip in behind. That is how strong these two cars are. Leroux, Ochoa, Fox, Stevens. The rest of the field is almost 3 seconds behind. Might slowly be closing, but it's not going to matter. 9 to go. Next car ahead of this group is the pace car. There will be no lap traffic. Fox pushes Ochoa up track. Stevens riding the tail. Meanwhile, it is Espinosa's nose to tail leading the second pack. Everybody is shuffling position. They're trying to get ahead. Got Fang, Wessel, Pearlstein, Moon, Kinoshita, Taylor, and is that Ronald Walker? They made it the time, and they finally started making up places. Ochoa has taken second back. Fox has fallen to fourth. How has there not been a wreck yet? Ochoa has taken the lead. Leroux, I believe, is only going to fall back to third. Oh, no. Fox uses that momentum and is able to pin Leroux back to fourth. Ochoa, Stevens, Fox, Leroux. Leroux goes low. Thinks about going underneath Fox. Ochoa's in a bad spot right now. That's a lot of space to give up. It's a lot of momentum. I don't know that Fox is going to be able to capitalize on it, though. Leroux is right there at the quarter. They won't. Leroux will try and take that space. That is going to kill Fox's momentum. Fox is going to fall back to probably 4th. But it also saves Ochoa for the time being. 5 to go this time by. The pack is 3 seconds behind. LaRoe going for the lead. The field makes up a lot of time that time. But it will not be enough. Unless they can turn on the Jets in short order. Do Stevens and Fox have anything for LaRoe? Does Ochoa have a surprise? Ryan Perlstein leads that second group. Ronald Walker, right behind. Alan Herrera in 7th. 32 of Ray Taylor in 8th. Jamie Norrie-Jardine in 9th. Rachel Koivanami in 10th. Fox moving to the inside of Stevens. Ochoa's going to get pinned on the outside just because of all that momentum she had. Can Ochoa jump below Stevens and join in this pass? It looks like they're going to try. The 97 is taking the lead of the second pack. Walker, Herrera, Perlstein, Kinoshita, Norrie-Jardine, Del Pret in 10th. Ochoa up to second. 3 to go. 2.5. Stevens is going to force Fox up on the outside. No. Fox is able to keep Stevens behind. Ochoa's going for the lead now. 2 laps to go. I don't know that this is going to work out well for either LaRoe or Ochoa. They've been strong, but they haven't been able to hold off Fox or Stevens completely. Can they do it now? Can Ochoa hold off both Fox and Stevens, and, for that matter, LaRoe? LaRoe, yes. LaRoe is already on Stevens' tail. Stevens looking for somewhere to go. Has nowhere to go. Final lap. Into turn 1. Ochoa has the lead. Fox second. Stevens third. LaRoe fourth. Stevens looking low. LaRoe will not have a chance to attack. Fox does not have a chance to attack. Stevens cannot make the pass. LaRoe is pinned on the outside. They will finish fourth. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Catherine Ochoa. The Velocity Autosport I guess rookie, technically. Catherine Ochoa wins the last NR 2003 race. Across the line, Ochoa wins. Fox in second. Great showing from them. Stevens, LaRoe. In fifth is actually Ronald Walker. Cameron Hardy in 6th. Isabel Espinoza in 7th. Cameron Jackson in 8th. Sakura Ishibashi 9th. Astrid Crane in 10th. Alan Herrera finishes 11th. Ava Porter, 12th. Hugo Del Pret, nice return for him, 13th. Hazel Lacasse recovers from that long stretch to finish 14th. Ryan Perlstein finishes 15th. Jamie Marie Jardine, 16th. Andrew Draco, 17th. Ray Taylor, 18th. Kaylee Zappa, 19th. David Wessel in 20th. What an event. Official standings. Gave you up to 20. Gave you 1 through 20. 21. Valerie Fang. 22nd. Kuni Kinoshita. 23 in the 24. Jesus Cristobal. Christine Espinoza in 24th. Anastasia Sponsonen in 25th. Rachel Koivanami in 26th. Nicole Lechty in 27th. Disappointing finish for them. Moon in 28th. Michelin in 29th. Marcelli, talk about 3M, in 30th. Perth in 31st. Blackman 32nd. Aaron van der Linden making a return. Not finishing great, but made a showing in 33rd. Akira Sato in the 4. Again, didn't really have a great day, so didn't get talked about much. My apologies. In 34th. You had that back 6 that once the pit stops happened, they could never get going. LaChapelle, Hobson, SPK. Suinchi Kamiya, I'm sorry, I don't have it written down and in front of my face at the moment. Kamiya in 38th. Natalia Kirichenko in 39th. Michael White in 40th. Maria Chavez had a good day, but lost the pack early. Thomas Rogers having some sort of mechanical problem. Ended up 2 laps down. The worst of the race, because he also started on pole. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, because I'm simply asked to do this, that is the end of CRC's involvement within our 2003. Hopefully your ears aren't bleeding. Hopefully you were just as entertained by this as I was. I'm actually glad that I did this now. One last race for the year. Congratulations to Catherine Ochoa. And until next time, y'all stay safe, and I'll see y'all later.